Good morning, y'all. This is Thursday. So, before my birthday in 2023 last year, some stuff developed that was a bit difficult.
Here you go. I gotta get coffee, so.
Yeah, there's my sister Nisi.
Hey,
Sister dear.
you're welcome.
Um, so yeah, there were some things that developed last year, 2023, right around a week before my birthday. That was well, I mean, it felt like a sucker punch to the stomach. Although I suspected it was coming, it still felt like a sucker punch. And it got me to thinking about my life and the things that I've overcome in my life. The loss that I have experienced. It, I lost my parents long before they actually died. That is that's a whole nother to get into that would produce a lot of content, but maybe not the kind of contents I want put into the world. So that is to some degree how I feel now. The parties involved, the parties involved, they have not passed on, but I feel like they have been lost. But instead of reacting like I would have 25, 30 years ago, I remained calm. And I reflected on Wicced, the religion. that I created, founded, and follow. And Wicked is very eclectic. It draws from many different sources with the ideal of being better today than I was yesterday. And there are many different ways to do that in Wicked, which comprises of what is referred to as the Wicked Path. One of those elements is to accept what we have control over and accept what we don't have control over. And this is a situation where I have no control. I, I can't do anything to bring about a different outcome. I can't throw my weight around, so to speak, and force a different outcome. I have to accept this outcome. And it sucks. And it makes me very angry. I don't experience sadness like most people. I don't experience feelings like most people. So, what a normal individual would be feeling in this experience, I'm not having those feelings. The feeling I'm having now is anger and outrage. But I cannot let those control my life. And if y'all look at me 1 minute, yo, Nishi, yes, I will be back in just 1 minute. I mean, I'm not going far. I'm just gotta let this goofball out. Yeah, that was, I don't know if y'all saw her. That was my sister's little dog, the Chihuahua pug. Her name's Bella. Her and my big old galoop black lab named Blue gets along famously. They really are best buds. So, that's what we have to, that's the way it has to be. We have to accept what we can control and what we cannot control. And in this particular situation, despite being angry and outraged and just wanting to force different outcome, I have to accept there is absolutely nothing I can do to change the outcome. I am powerless to change the outcome. There's only one person that has the power to change the outcome. Or and I just all I can do is accept that and move on. but I have a deep connection to all parties involved. And it's just has me beyond anger and rage. But again, I reiterate, I do not have control over the situation. Only the other parties involved could bring about a different outcome. They may change the outcome, or they may never change the outcome. And I have to accept that, which makes me very angry and outraged. So, in a situation like this, how do you go about accepting that you are powerless? Well, there is no easy answer to this. But when I come across situations where I have to accept that I am powerless, I step back from the situation. Because in situations where I am powerless, if I do not step back, I only make the situation worse. And the situation doesn't need to be any worse than what it is. Because there's also parties involved in this situation that are innocent. And that is where the focus has to be on making sure that the innocent don't end up hurt. So I step back. I have stepped back from the situation. But, you know, it has been costing me some sleepless nights. And I'm dealing with that in a much better fashion than I ever did in the past. I mean, okay, so I did drag my sister out of bed last night so I could talk to her, but that's better than what I've done in the past. Um, there's been times in the past where, before I got to where I am now, being in a situation where I'm powerless fueled my drifting. I would just say, forget it. And I would just leave, just take off, be gone for months on end. Spent most of my adult life drifting. But, that's not going to happen here. If I leave Texas, if I go somewhere else besides Texas, or even if it, it will be because it will be beneficial for what we are trying to build here at the Temple of Wicked. You know, I want to move to Austin and get back into playing gigs. Then start moving across the country playing gigs. Because the music that I create is religious music. It because it's a part of Wicked. I mean, the first foundation, the first founding of Wicked was Musica, which was Musica revolved all around music and the arts. Not just music, although I called it Musica, it revolved around musica and the arts. I am an abstract painter and I am now a digital artist. So I revolved it around musica was revolved around the artistic uh, elements, colors having different vibrations and different meanings, and so and I never I never sought fame. I just wanted to record and release my religious music, retain 100% of the copyright, and thus retaining 100% of whatever profit I saw from it. And at the present moment, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of profit. I do own 100% of my copyrights, but I don't. I think in the last 16 years, whatever, I think I've maybe made 100, maybe $200, maybe $200 off of music, but I never sought fame. Lots of money and a big house, and that wasn't my, that wasn't what I viewed as being a rock star. You could be like I have been for the last 16 years, playing music, putting out albums, and not making any money of it, but you're still a rock star because you're doing it. And I got at least 56 albums to state that I've done it. And so, when that helps, when accepting something that you have no control over, when you accepting that you are powerless, how you move through that is by focusing on what you have power over. And what I have power over is what I create. So I am going to move towards buying a new guitar and equipment to play live and start playing gigs. I'm starting with Austin. I'm gonna start with Austin and then I'm gonna start moving around the country playing gigs. And that's how I will move through this situation that I am in now. So when you find yourself in a situation where you are powerless to change the outcome, focus on what you can control. And that's how you're going to move through. That's how you move through situations that you have no control over. Focus on what you control, what you have control over, and that will help you move through. You know, all parties involved are the ones, the other parties that are involved on the other side of this are the ones that have control of the situation. And then they're the only ones that can change the outcome of the situation. And despite how much it angers me and outrages me, I have to accept that. So I focus on what I can control. Well, um I can control me. I can control the music and the content and the religion. That's what I can control. So that is what I'm going to be focusing on. And if the situation stays the same, then it stays the same. If it changes, then it changes, and I have to be careful not to, and I have to be careful if things change. I do have to be careful that I allow that to happen and not impose my will. So this is a good lesson, something I will ponder on and make the lesson more clear. I know right now you're probably wondering, wow, what is the lesson here? Other than accept what you can control and accept what you cannot control. So, yes, that is probably the main lesson at the present moment. I'm sure as I meditate on this more, there will be other lessons for me to learn, and I will relay them to y'all fine people that choose to listen to my podcast, our podcast, Temple of Wicked podcast. So, if you would, hit the subscribe button down below, ring our bell to get notified when we release new content, and follow the links below. Buy some merchandise. Save Satan. Every t-shirt, every product that you buy goes towards helping Satan, helping us save Satan. With that, I will get up on out of here. Peace, love, and rock and roll, y'all.